as we're heading into a new season, as y'all know, in a new season, there's so many builds and the meta always change. As you already know, we have our meta builds, but we have new builds that always come around and they always change the game. As of season 5 coming up, I'm gonna end up telling y'all this two-way slasher build is gonna end up making season 5 very great. As y'all know, I already made an offensive threat build with this pie chart, and I already made a slashing playmaker with this pie chart. But also, I have a 3-point playmaker with a whole different pie chart, and it's a catfish 3-point playmaker. But hold on, before we get into anything, I gotta get my gem rat. Hold on, I can't forget about getting the gem rat on a new build. But as we lead into season 5, I'm telling y'all, this build is gonna be one of those builds that's gonna be very fun to use. In my offensive threat video, this pie chart right here, the more blue, less green, I consider this one of the 5 catfish pie charts that you can use in NBA 2K22. As of this pie chart right here, I can say it's one of the most pie charts that is hard to grind to get it to 99, but it is one of those builds that you can end up creating and make it very fun to use. But as of another catfish pie chart, the more green, less blue, you already see what's going on. Those two combinations, I'm gonna tell you this now, those two pie charts, if you end up using them and try to create a build, you can create a demigod if you really want to. But look, as I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this two-way finisher, I think in the beginning of the game, I think the first week and a half, I end up dropping a catfish slashing playmaker build that's very fun to use and actually a good build to actually play with. But when I tell you, creating this two-way slasher, as me having 3 extra badge points, this is what it's going to look like for me. But I'm gonna end up showing y'all an actual setup that y'all can use if you don't got the 3 extra badge points, or even if you have 2. But as I have 16, 18, 16, and 7, if you only could see the name, most of the time you're gonna think that you're playing a pure red lockdown, a blue red, or you're playing a more red, less green lockdown when it comes to this actual name. But with you having a more offensive type build plus having the long wingspan, it definitely compensates for this build. As you're going to end up, you can make this a point guard if you want to, but I do prefer you guys trying shooting guard as you get more attributes and actual badge points toward the build. I know a lot of you guys, if you pick point guard, you don't get rim protector. If you're someone that doesn't care about rim protector and you want floor general, as of this build, I will still prefer you to pick the shooting guard version. As a shooting guard, you end up getting rim protector on this build, but no floor general. So keep that in mind. So as we're going to make this build a shooting guard, the pie chart we're going to be using is the more blue, less green. As I told you, this is maybe one of the best catfish build pie charts to use on the game. Out of the 5 pie charts, it's definitely one of the best. But for the physical profile, you're going to pick speed. Nothing else you will want to put on this build. You don't want to put speed verse, no strength, none of that. You want to pick speed, only speed. So as you're going to be making this build, I'm going to tell y'all these right now. It's so many different ways that you can create this to make it towards your liking, but I'm just going to give you a guide. You don't have to do exactly what I do, but if you want the name, there's just a few steps that you got to follow. I think I brought this up at the beginning of the year about the finishing badges. For a sweet spot for picking the badge count for finishing, if you have go to Hall of Fame and you're trying to figure out if you want more, I pick between 13 all the way to 16. Most of the time I never go past 16 finishing badges. But as of the shooting badges, you can get way more shooting badges than I'm showing you on this build. But if you're someone that does not have that many extra badge points, when I'm saying extra badge points, that's just when if you hit 39 in each season, if you got 2 extra badge points from hitting 39, or you got all 3, or you only got 1, this will be the way I would want you to set this up. But the most important part, as a playmaking portion, you want to put this at 77 pass accuracy. If you put it at 78, it's going to give you the name two-way slashing playmaker. If you don't care, that's up to you. It's still a catfish build as being a two-way slashing playmaker, but if you do a two-way slasher, you will end up having 77 pass accuracy. As you raise it, you're going to end up getting 14 playmaking badges. Remember, these badges are on gold. From shooting all the way to defense, all your badges on gold, and everything else is Hall of Fame for finishing. So look, on offensive builds like this, I tried to get at least to 6 all the way to 8 defensive badges, possibly 9 based on how it's made or what type of pie chart it is. But with this pie chart, I'm going to try to get to at least 7 defensive badges or 6. But as you maxing out your rebound, and you maxing out your steal, your lateral quickness, and your perimeter, we're able to get 7 defensive badges. But if you really want to split this up, you can split half on offensive rebound and half on block, but you can have the best of both worlds. But look, as this being one of the 2 that I'm going to show you. But if you had 3 extra badge points or 2 extra badge points in the comment section, let me know, where would you put your extra badge points at? Would you put all 3 on defense? Would you put 2 on playmaking, 1 on defense? Would you put 1 on shooting and then 2 on defense? But looking at this badge count, some of you guys might have something similar. Some of you guys might have 15, 15, 15, and 7, or even 15, 19, 15, and 5. You might end up coming with one of those badge counts if y'all got builds like with this pie chart. Y'all got a whole different setup. But actually, this is one I would choose for my sake, since I have the 3 extra badge points. Like I showed you at the beginning of the video, you might ask me, how did you get 16, 18, 16, and 7? And the 3 badge points I used them on, I put 2 on playmaking to get 16, and I use 1 on defense to get 7 to make that build possible. As if you're making this build, you're gonna go through some of the same steps. You're gonna get 16 finishing, then you're gonna get a total of 18 shooting, as I'm gonna put my post fade up instead of my free throw, because you get more from your post fade than your free throw when you're using this pie chart. I have 18 shooting badges. But when it comes to the playmaking, remember, make sure your pass accuracy is under 70. Literally, it has to be 77. Anything over 77 is going to give you a whole different name. But as of post control, you're going to raise your post control so you can get at least 14 playmaking badges. So as you get 14 playmaking badges, this is where you're going to get 6 defensive badges. As you max out your lateral quickness, perimeter, and all that other good stuff, you're going to get 6 defensive badges. You can put your extra attributes, you can put it on offensive rebound, block. That's your choice if you want to do that. But look, when I tell you, as of actually seeing the build name versus when you see the stats, you're going to be so confused, because you're going to think the build that you're playing against is a lockdown build, especially by how it's built. As me having long arms that's going to be put on this build, you're going to think, oh, this guy that's checking me is a lockdown. But as you build this build, as of the physicals, you could make the body type any way you want. I usually use Define, some of you use Solid, some of y'all might use Burly, whatever. That's your decision. As of the height, as I'm gonna start out with the 6'5", I'm gonna break it down for 3 different heights to tell you, then let you get a full example of why would you pick certain things. As of being 6'5", you will not have pro dribble moves, and pro dribble moves is 80 ball control. The reason being, you're gonna have a max wingspan, and you're gonna have a 79 ball control. Unless you're someone that's gonna grind this build out to 99 or even 96 just to get the pro dribble moves, this will be one of those builds that you will somewhat have to be at a disadvantage because you don't have pro dribble moves. But like I said earlier, the other heights that I chose was 6'3" and 6'4", and there's a reason behind that as well. If you're someone that's gonna pick a 6'3" or 6'4", coming to the 6'4" side, you're gonna get pro dribble moves off rip. Pro dribble moves, you're gonna get the D-Waves, the De'Aaron Foxes, those size up packages, and you lowest weight this and make the max wingspan, the build is gonna be faster than what it would be at 6'5". With you not being able to get contact dunks, that might be a deal breaker for some of y'all. I don't know. Some of y'all might grind it to get it to 96 overall, but remember I told y'all at the beginning of the video, we're using this more blue, less green pie chart. It is harder to get this build to 99. It takes a longer time because it's not the main thing. Literally, unless you just dunk and catch oops the whole time or do floaters, it's going to take you a nice little minute. But as of the third option, 6'3". The 6'3", if you're someone that likes using D-Rose SIG size up, I would prefer you using the 6'3", because that's the only one that can unlock it unless you go lower than that. As I'm getting a 81 ball control, I have to hit 99 to get Derrick Rose size up package, but I still have pro dribble moves on this build. And I'm still able to get contact dunks at 96 overall. So if you're someone that does want the elite dribble moves with the 85 ball control, I will go 6'3". If you're someone that doesn't really care and you just want pro, I will go 6'4". If you just don't care about having pro dribble moves or elite dribble moves and you just want your contact dunks, go 6'5". That's the easiest way I can put it, and the easiest way I can break it down for anybody that's trying to figure out what height they should use. But as of me, I chose 6'3". But if you're someone else wanting to choose the 6'4", I would choose the 6'4", especially if you're someone that plays twos. But as a choice of takeovers, I can say you can really get real catfish with this build if you put lock take on it. But to be honest, it's very rare that you're going to end up getting lock take consistently in the game unless you're playing like the 1v1 quarter, you're playing twos and you get in but then get ball first. But any other time, most of the time, I wouldn't choose play take. That's might have been the worst like takeover in the game. Playmaking takeover is literally one of the worst. It helps out your teammates, but as a playmaking takeover, breaking ankles in that takeover doesn't work very consistently unless you have ankle breaker badge on, and you don't have enough badge points to put ankle breaker badge on with having playmaking takeover. My main 2 options would be shot creating or slashing. If you're someone that likes to go in a whole lot and you know you can get takeover very easily picking slashing, you can do that and you will unlock elite contact dunks. But as we get the name, two-way slasher, it gets shades of Mitch Richmond, Donovan Mitchell, Bradley Beal. That's not a bad combination, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. But as of the badges, if somebody's gonna ask me how would I set this up, as of having 16, 16, 14, and 7, without having any extra badge points, this would literally be the way I would set it up, especially if with 16 finishing badges. If you're someone that's playing the ones court, I do prefer you, if you're gonna end up playing the ones court, put unstrippable on at least bronze or silver if you're gonna be playing. And you can maybe lower your limitless takeoff on like gold. That would be the lowest I would want to lower that badge, because if you do silver, you can take off, but it's not going to be as explosive with the dunk packages that you have, like straight arm tomahawk, all those old good dunk packages that most of you have. But most of the time, this would be my badge setup if I'm just playing in general. But as of shooting on this build, like I told you, you have all gold shooting. If you're someone that's playing 2s, put lucky 7s on, or even a 1v1 court, lucky 7s. But as of playing 3s, you would not use lucky 7s for a reason. I don't know anybody that's playing the 3s court scoring in 7 seconds when it comes to actually playing this game, just playing just to play. But with you having a 75 3-point rating, some of you guys, y'all might end up maybe going crazy with the jump shots, the mid ranges, whatever you want to choose. And then I threw the blinders in there just because. But as of playmaking, this is where it's going to get real like crucial. As you're going to have gold playmaking, it's going to be a different speed of playing on Hall of Fame, but you got to actually limit and actually know how to distribute your badges. As you got quick chain on gold, quick first step on gold, handles for days on gold. Now you got one badge left over. You could put this one badge on unpluggable, or you could put this one badge on bullet passer or bailout. But as of defensive, I put defensive, or that's all your choice. I usually don't help really with defensive badges. You can put clamps on silver and interceptor. It's just based on how you're playing and who you're playing with. You set your defensive badges up. But for real, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually excited to bring this build to the channel because it's really gonna confuse a lot of people, because you're gonna think I'm a lockdown build, but I really can go crazy and ISO you the whole time, or get a bucket up if I need to, if I am sitting in the corner. But look, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It been your man ChaMoma. I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one, and I'm out, y'all.